I may collect a few bones, but I'm also going to collect the receipts. They talk, talk, talk. Put your money where your mouth is, honeys.
Man, did you have a comeback season? We got a prison boyfriend. Then we got the launch. I know, I had to throw that out there. Then we got the launch, the final launch of She by Shereé. It was so good. It was the comeback that we all were hoping that you would bring us. But for you, how was it for you? How was it coming back and getting that peach again?
Coming back for a third time and getting the peach, it just felt really good. I felt like, over the years, the show had went a different direction. And before I came back, I'm like, listen, I feel like, the show needs to get back to what it was. And they agreed. And so coming back, it's a whole different dynamic. The dynamics with me and the girls are, completely different. And it's more of a sisterhood. And I was happy to be back.
Well, we were also very happy for you to be back. And I completely agree. It was a different dynamic this season. And as a fan, I really enjoyed. But for you, what was your high this season and what was your low this season?
Okay, for sure, my high was finally being able to present She by Shereé, hands down. My low was probably, I've always been very open, about my life, and I'm on a reality show. So I'm very open and, I don't mind talking about what's going on in my life, but, that was a really tough point for me, with Tyrone and, how that ended.
I mean, you were super open about it. And also, you said during the reunion that there is a new man in your life, right?
Did I say that?
You did say that. You did say that. So tell us, how's it going between you two?
It's going pretty good. We're really good friends and we share a lot of the same interests. We enjoy each other, we laugh a lot, and something that I needed.
I love it. And you also just mentioned She by Shereé. It finally launched, but then also there was a crash involved because all the fans were like, we need the merch, we need all of this, we need the fashion.
Yes.
Well, now it's back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's back. It was down for a week. That was very heavy. When I tell you I never stress out, but yeah, I was so stressed. I was, it was a lot going on, and I never thought that, you hear about, these launches and their sites crashing, and I thought, I did everything to be able to prevent that by getting with this, huge company that said that they can handle the traffic, and that didn't happen. But it's a blessing. You have huge companies that have crashed. It's a good thing that people are interested, people still want it, people want to buy it, people want to look at it.
And you must be super proud of yourself for getting to this point. I mean, I know as a fan, we've been waiting a long time for this, and it's finally here.
I know it's been it's been a lot of blood, tears, everything, a lot of ups and downs, and when people talk about it's been 14 years, yeah, I started the concept 14 years ago, but that was just me, throwing something out there, really kind of just going in, pretty much with my head cut off. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know, anything about, designing or, the business aspect of it. I knew I loved fashion. I knew I loved things that look beautiful. I knew I liked to, put things together, but I didn't know anything about the business. So through the 14 years, it's not me consistently working on this for 14 years. It's me, I started, I'll stop it. I get frustrated. I'll get, where people are over promising, or manufacturers are over promising, or people are, saying they can do this. And then we get to a point where it's not happening. Then I get frustrated and I stop. And then life happens and I'm taking care of kids. I'm building a house. So there's a lot going on in those 14 years.
Now, some fans have said, ooh, Shereé, the prices are a little pricey. What has your reaction to that been?
You know what? I wish I could offer the best prices to my customers. One of the things that we want to make sure we do is kind of bring different price points to people. But I have to tell you that me custom designing a lot of the pieces, that's us having to design the mills having to make the fabric, to custom dye the fabrics, to lace is expensive, and these, I don't get the same prices that a lot of these huge companies get. I don't get those prices, and I wish maybe I'm not gonna say right now I don't, but maybe one day I will. I will, be able to buy hundreds of thousands of units or make hundreds of thousands of units and get great prices. But right now, I'm giving them quality. I'm giving them, great things, custom things, but we're also adding in some merch as well.
Now, has the other ladies on your housewife group, Real Housewives of Atlanta, have they been supportive of this launch?
Well, I don't know if anyone has gone on and purchased anything. Yeah, all the talk that they talk. Put your money where your mouth is, honeys. I don't know. I haven't, I know we've been, really focused on, trying to bring more people in, get these orders out, but I haven't seen their names come around.
You guys say you're going to support and you got to support. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to talk about the reunion because the first episode just aired and you guys already delivered. I mean, I say this, I feel like every time I talk to a housewife of Atlanta, like I always say, you guys deliver episode after episode. But this episode, you guys brought the heat. Now, for you coming back, this was your first reunion for a couple of years. So how was it for you?
You know what? Coming back this season, I'm usually super duper nervous about, no one is ready for a reunion. No one wants to go in, and we're not going in happy and joyful. No, it's always a nervous time for anyone. It's very stressful. But for some reason, this season, going into the reunion, it was like, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel the nervousness. I didn't feel, the anxiety going in for some reason. Because I really felt like I was open, honest, and, I really was able to accomplish a lot of, good things during the season. So I was happy to, I was actually happy to be there. The first time I will ever say that about a reunion.
I know, I feel like I've never heard that answer before. No. I've really, like you said, most of the housewives are like, we are dreading the reunion and we are dreading it. But you also, you came in, the look was great. The color was great on you. And you sat next to Andy. And that was your first time sitting next to Andy, right?
That was my first time sitting next to Andy. How about that? So that says a lot, that says a lot. And I never really knew how the placement went, but I do know it's super special to sit next to Andy, So that was an honor.
It's super special. But I know like a lot of fans were not surprised because you had a great comeback season. You did. You said it how it was. You were super open, super vulnerable. Now, I did want to talk about during the reunion, you and Kandi kind of went back and forth. Were you kind of surprised that you even had something to fight about with Kandi this season?
I was, because I like Kandi, and I felt like, during the season, we had a good season. We had a little, we had a disagreement, I think, with the stuff with, that Marlo was saying, and so we had a disagreement on that, but I don't feel like we had any other really major moments. And so after the show, after we finished taping, I started hearing, people are sending me things that Kandi or her minions are saying, about me on her show. I guess she has a YouTube show or something like that. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like I hadn't said anything, other than, fun shade about Kandi, which she said, she's also throwing fun shade, shade at me, which is normal. But for them to go every week talking about me, it was crazy.
How did that make you?
Unexpected.
Okay, it was unexpected, but also how did that make you feel hearing all that?
It did make me feel good because it's like we're paid to do this show and we're paid to be open and honest. And if you're feeling this way, why don't you say it on this show where, we can talk about it? You're saying it after the show on your own show.
You also mentioned that you feel like she was kind of using you for clickbait. Do you still think that?
Well, they talked about me every week, honey. Every week it's Shereé. I get it, girl. Because you know what? Other than you, no one else is asking me about Kandi in my interviews.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more to talk about. There's so much more. And I did also want to talk about you and Drew, because another person that you kind of had a little thing with at the reunion, episode 1, was Drew. Where do you stand with her now?
Oh, we stand in the same place where we left.
Are you open?
Back in New York.
Wait, say that again?
I said, we're standing in the same place when we left. We left New York. Nowhere.
Are you open to like maybe making amends with her?
You know what? I don't really know Drew. So I don't really have a huge issue with her. The only issue I have with her is stop lying, stop making things up. I don't like that. You're saying Anthony said he worked for me and he didn't. That's going to be clarified on the reunion.
Okay.
So you're making things up for TV when you don't have to. You got enough going on with your husband. You don't have to create storyline. It's enough there.
That was a mic drop. That was a mic drop. Now, I also want to ask, who is the bone collector this season? Is it you? Are you still the OG bone collector, or is it someone else?
I may collect a few bones, but I'm also going to collect the receipts. But I think Sonia did a great job.
I did too.
I'm passing the baton.
You're passing the baton. I love it. Now, with everyone else, where do you stand? Are you good with Kenya still? Are you good with Marlo?
Yeah, I'm still good with all the ladies, except for, Drew. And apparently, I thought Kandi and I were good.
Have you talked to her since the reunion?
No, I've not talked to her since the reunion.
But I know with Marlo, though, a lot of the girls did have an issue with her. And they thought, she got her peach and she just started throwing it at people this season. Did you think that? Did you kind of see where they were coming from with Marlo?
No, this has always been Marlo since she's been on the show. I don't see what are they saying differently? This is what Marlo gave before. So why they're shocked, I have no idea. If you go back and watch the history since Marlo's been on the show, Marlo's going to tell it like it is. She's not going to, she doesn't know how to read. She's going to hit below the belt, and that's what you're going to get.
So you weren't shocked?
No.
Specifically, it was Kandi and Kenya that were like totally shocked over this behavior. Why do you think they were so surprised?
I don't know. Were they really surprised?
I don't know. You would know more than us. You would know. I love it. Okay, so there's 2 episodes left for the reunion. Like I said, the first one was so good. You guys seriously delivered. But I can only imagine that the next 2 episodes are going to get more fiery and spicy. Okay, so can you give us a tease?
Oh my gosh. It's definitely going to get more fiery, more spicy. Of course, you're going to have more disagreements, arguments, and you're going to get some different emotions. I think you're going to get some where you're going to feel like, wow. And I think we're going to clear up a lot of things that were not cleared up during the season. So especially with me and, some of the other girls. So it's going to be amazing.
Before I let you go, obviously you came back. Will you come back next season? Are you glad you came back? Are you going to hold on to that peach that all the fans want you to do, please?
Oh, I am so glad I came back. It was an amazing season for me. I love all the fans, everybody who have supported me consistently throughout all these years. I mean, my heart goes out to them. I would love to come back if they have me. And that's all I can say.
Well, you could say, who would be your dream cast to come back? Because I know there might be some cast shakeup. There's always rumors of a cast shakeup, always every season. But if you were able to pick, who would be like your all-star cast?
I think I would definitely bring Lisa Wu back. I think Kim is, I laugh every time I say it, but Kim Zolciak is good TV. She's good TV.
Great TV.
Yeah.
Great TV.
Yeah. And 2 OGs for sure.